Give me a second. Still loading. Still loading. All right, 1 second.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So we are live. So we're just going to share this on our personal as well. You're more than welcome to share it on your end. And then I'm going to start a 30-second countdown, okay? I'll come
Okay.
back to the show and we'll start from there.
You betcha.
All right, I'll see you on the other side. 30-second countdown, please. Good evening, everyone. Today is Tuesday, January 16, 2024. Welcome to the Dani Perro Show here in our home studio tonight. We are so excited to welcome our wonderful guests joining us live on StreamYard and Hamilton Radio, Mr. Wolfe Milestone. Thank you for being here.
And I thank you. I've been waiting and waiting for this moment.
Oh, that's so sweet. I'm glad I can give you the opportunity. I wanted to say that you had gotten referred by one of our good friends, Caden Gordon. So we really appreciate the opportunity, that he had given us your referral.
Yes. I had the honor and privilege to meet him in Atlanta, Georgia last year.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, yeah, I really do appreciate him giving me, you to be on my show tonight and as my guest, and we're excited to definitely get to know you as well.
Yes.
Well, Wolfe, I want to get started a little bit with yourself because we know that you previously had been singing since you were little. But it all kind of happens when you were around your siblings and a piano, I believe, that your mother was playing.
That is correct. Yeah.
And let's go back a little bit. Do you remember your feelings when you were just listening to her play on the piano? Or what was she thinking exactly?
Well, being a young child, around 4 and 5 years old, like to hear your mother sing and play the piano, like I was mesmerized. And I thought, boy, my mom is so good. And I was excited for her and for me, and my other brother at the time. And I thought, boy, when I grow up, I would like to play the piano and be like my mother and sing.
So when you were getting the feel, like just listening to your mother play the piano, what was she playing? Do you remember?
There was a lot of Irish tunes because my mother's Irish.
Okay.
From the old country. And with the Hank Williams songs, Senior, that is, because she loved Hank Senior, and that was sort of the country thing to listen to and play and sing.
Okay. Wow. So then kind of getting the feel for just being with your brothers and sisters and listening to your mom play. Were your brothers and sisters also musicians? Were they looking into that as well, or was it more of a calling card for yourself?
Well, at that time, I was the eldest of the children, and there was 5 of us. But at that time, there was only 3 of us. There was 2 more that came on later on, and I picked it up right away because I just wanted to be like Mom, just play that song again, Mom. Let me hear that song again, and that's how I got really, really interested.
Now, growing up, did you also do like theater, anything, or choirs, or anything like that for yourself?
Definitely.
Singing?
Yeah, definitely. As a young child growing up, I wanted to sing, and my mother suggested that I go sing in the choir at the church, which I did. Okay. And then, of course, at school, I was always singing, and then one of the teachers said, "Why don't you just join the choir?" So I said, "Mr. Duff, I would love to join the choir." And when I first started, I was just like a sideman. But then after I sang for a couple of years in the school choir, I became the lead singer.
Wow. So was it like just an idea of where you got into doing choir, but you didn't know if it's something you wanted to pursue?
No. All I wanted to do was really sing because it came from the heart, and I just felt so good to sing. It's a good feeling.
It has a lot of emotions too, right?
Oh yeah.
Especially when you have different songs that you work with or you're being a part of. Being a musician is just a huge, different type of world out there, I should say. And you understand it more as a musician than on the back end learning how to be a musician, because you probably been through all the craziness and struggles, I'm sure of.
Yeah, well, that's another thing too. A lot of people just go through the motions to sing, like to get it over with. But with me, I put my whole heart into it. I'm so enthusiastic with the idea of, having people smile and tap their fingers on a table or stomp their feet on a floor or something, and then I know that they're having a good time and I'm doing a good job.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, because the good thing is when you're singing and you're just creating music that people love to hear, the emotion that you both have, right? Whether you're a musician or whether the fan base is getting an idea of what you're portraying, your music career. We all hear different emotions, and it clings to us all differently. You can get emotional, you can get happy, you can get a lot of different emotions.
Yes. Again, now the effort you put into a song, like sure, I'll say to the people, here's a song by so and so, and here's my rendition of it. Now they're thinking, oh well, the same old, same old. But the enthusiasm and the efforts that I put into my show on stage, my excitement and showmanship, is they say, wow, I never heard that song like that before.
It hits everybody differently. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I feel like as a musician, country musician, you have so many ways you can play with it.
Oh yeah. So it varies. It depends on the crowd and the age of a clientele.
Of course. Well, I'm sure all ages for country. As long as even babies will tap dance.
Yeah.
So, but I wanted to go back a little bit in the beginning because I know that you previously had gotten the feel of your mom's music when you were younger. Now, how old were you, perhaps?
Well, again, it was between 4 and 5 years old. Growing up, and we didn't have a TV, so Mom just played the piano.
And was there radio back then too, or was it more just?
Oh yeah. There was a radio. Yeah, when Mom wasn't playing the piano, the radio was on. A country station right away.
Old country for sure, but that's definitely awesome.
Yeah.
Really. So then, growing up and getting a feel. Now, you were born and raised in Toronto, correct? Ontario.
Well, actually, just north of Toronto was a little like a community place called Holland Landing, and you spent almost 7 years there.
7 years?
Yes.
So, where did you travel then when you got older? Did you still live in Ontario, or did you come to the States?
Well, no. After we left Holland Landing, then we moved to Toronto because at that time my dad he was driving truck.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, there was a hurricane that hit the area back then, Hurricane Hazel, and my mom said, "I don't want to live here no more." So my dad said, "Well, I'll have to bring you down to the city." So we moved to the city, and when I was 7 years old.
What city? Canada?
Oh, Toronto, yeah, Toronto, Canada.
Oh, okay. So you still lived in Toronto or Canada. You kind of just moved different areas in there.
Through over the years, yes.
And where are you living now currently?
In Brampton, Ontario, Canada.
So you're still in Canada?
Yes.
Okay. That's awesome. Wow. So you definitely are born and raised then definitely in Canada itself, but you've definitely got a chance to explore different parts of Canada.
And the States and Europe.
Oh, and the UK. Okay, yes, perfect.
Oh yeah.
What states have you traveled to?
Sorry?
What states have you traveled to?
Pretty much from coast to coast, right from California right up to Maine.
Oh, have you been to New Jersey?
No, not yet, but I've been invited down.
Well, we're inviting you as well here on Hamilton Radio. That's where we're located. We're in New Jersey, Wolf. So we're going to get you to come here sometime, okay? That's our goal.
Yeah, you betcha.
That's definitely our goal. So I wanted to talk about you playing piano and stuff when you were younger, was there any other music, like instruments that you were looking to play as well?
Well, yeah, there was a young fella in the church group who played guitar,
Okay.
and I said to him one day, "Could you show me a couple of chords and how to play it?" And he said, "Well, you got to be musically inclined. You know, you just can't." Like he was much older than me, and he just had no time for like a young guy coming along and say, "Can I try that guitar?"
Mm-hmm.
And so he said, "Okay, I'll teach you a couple of chords." So after about 3 months of him trying to show me a few things, about the fifth month, well, I said, "Can I try your guitar again?" And then when I started playing, he goes, "Oh my, you know how to play the guitar." Because I was bound and determined because I wanted to play that guitar so bad.
Yeah.
And I want to prove to him that what he taught me that I could do it, and I was doing it much better than he really thought.
That's awesome. So then,
Yeah.
shortly after you were learning how to play guitar with him, did you then take any other guitar lessons? Did you start teaching yourself more chords?
Well, then I got into drums, so I became a drummer.
You did more musicians. Okay, more instruments.
Yeah. So then I became a drummer, and as we were adolescents, and 14 years of age, and we had like a garage band, and the bass player that we had, he was sick for an afternoon show we were doing as teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, I could probably play a little bit of bass because I know the guitar.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we knew another drummer that could come in and fill in for us. So I picked up the bass guitar. The rest is history.
Wow. Okay. So just even starting guitaring seems like it was a huge hit for you. Do you ever go back to drumming as well?
Oh yeah. Periodically, I'll jump on on the kit and fool around with the guys in the band.
Yeah.
And they love it. They love it too.
Well, are you currently in a band, Wolf, or are you solo?
No. I have a four-piece band. We're called the Wolfe Milestone Band.
Oh, Wolf Milestone. Okay. So who is in your band?
Okay, well, I have a lead guitarist. His name is Jake Lecaire, and he's originally from Ottawa, Canada.
Wow.
And he's been with me almost 7 years now. And he sings and plays lead guitar. And I have an award-winning bass guitarist, Paul Neller, also sings. And we have an award-winning drummer, Dennis Lane, who also sings. We have 4 singers, and our harmonies are what really sell the band.
And you guys do a lot of like together shows or like open mics, or you have your shows, gigs?
Wherever we can perform, we go and we put on a good show, and people love us. And after they see us, we got to get your band books, and stuff like that. And I go, here's my card.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Talk a little bit about how you first got into the music industry with writing your first song.
Well, that was many, many years ago. I was a sideman for various artists throughout the years, Eastern band people. There was Harry Hibbs, Dick Nolan, Artie McLaren, Michael T. Wall, and then I learned a lot from them, the stage presence, how to conduct myself on and off the stage. So I thought, then one day somebody said, "Have you ever thought of fronting your own show?" And I didn't really think about it.
Okay.
So, and at that time I was still touring with. At that time was with Artie McLaren, and that's when I started writing some songs. I was getting some ideas, and that's pretty much it. And then I was writing and still writing.
That's awesome. I love that. Well, I think what's pretty cool about it too is even when you're young, when you're young, it's more of the fact that you have so much you're learning, right? Even when you're older, you're still learning. But I feel like when you're young, you feel like there's so much that you want to put into your music.
Yes.
For everyone to just relate to it. And then when you get older, you start understanding, instead of doing all that, it's so much easier to do it like this way. You know what I mean? Like it's just different things that you learn as a musician.
Yes. Yeah, of course. You learn, you feel what everybody else is doing, and then you try to not intimidate them, or not even imitate them. Sorry.
Yes.
And So you come up with your own concepts and you try different things out. And I've been doing that for years now. Nothing's going to change.
Well, I was going to ask you, when you first played your first gig, even if this was like mid-teenage years,
yeah.
Do you remember exactly how you felt? I know you said that it was stage presence that you learned, but did you ever have stage fright? Was it anything that ever made you think like when you're going to get on stage, it was hard or it was easier after you learned it?
Well, when I was 16 years old, we had a band. There was the four of us, and we were like 16, 15, and 17.
Okay.
And I was the youngest, and we entered this Battle of the Bands contest.
Oh.
Yeah, at a church. So, but before that, we rehearsed all the time, and we were well prepared what we were going to do. And I was going to sing the second song because one of the other guys would sing the first song. So when it came my turn to sing the second song, it was the song by McKennelson Mainline, and it was called "You Better Watch Out." And boy, did I watch out! We got on stage, and they go, and now here's our second song, and Wolf is going to sing this song. I froze.
Oh.
I couldn't open my mouth. I couldn't play my guitar because like all our parents were there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that was the first time that I was really like the center of the attention on stage to me. And after the show, the guy said, "What happened? What happened to you?" You know, and I said, "I don't know, guys. I just froze up." And then my mom and dad, they come over, you know, consoled me and, "Oh, you did a good job. Don't worry about it," you know, and you know, everybody thinks you did a good job, and things happen like that. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
They're learning experiences.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah. 16 years old. That's, you know, at that time, big responsibility.
How do you feel like you've overcome that now?
Oh, it's been so long now. Like you put me on a stage, and it's mine. And the people out there, I got them in the palm of my hand.
That's perfect. How did you overcome it when you were younger, though? Like, did you try to do more gigs to get over stage fright?
That's exactly what we did. And about 3 weeks later, I guess, we entered like another thing at a church, and went and did the same thing. I sang the song, and we didn't win the contest, but it was fun. It was a learning experience. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, nobody says you have to win something. As long as you accomplish something, your goal yourself, especially stage fright, you've won.
What
else is there to win? I mean, unless they're giving like a record deal or something, you know?
Well, my dad gave me some good advice. He said, don't look at people in their eyes, because then you feel that they're just watching you. He said, look over their heads, and then you won't see their eyes. And yeah, so yeah, like I say, then a few months later, I tried that what my dad taught me, and sure enough, it worked.
It helps.
I just like they think you're looking directly at them, but you know, you're looking above them, like above their heads. So it worked for me.
Do you think another one they used to say for singers and songwriters as well is picture everybody in your underwear?
No, I was too young to think of stuff like that.
Well, I'm just saying in general, like, do you think that would have helped you, or do you feel like you would have laughed on stage?
No, that's the first time I ever heard that after all these years.
Well, yeah, there's something still out there that people say, you know, just to help with stage fright.
Oh, no, I've never heard that.
Well, I just wanted to say that just so you know now for sure. But yeah. I'm kind of also interested as maybe the music that you were listening and growing up to, because I know that you were straying a little bit from country in the beginning, and then somebody brought you into country. So what music were you listening to first that strayed you away from where you wanted to be?
Well, back then, between 16 and 18, I really liked the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, and so I was really into their music, and then I got into more rock and roll. And then I joined a rock and roll band, and that was fun. It was different, but after a few years, it just wasn't my niche. I didn't feel like I was enjoying my time on stage and stuff like that. And then then a very good friend of mine, which I've known for all my life, Percy Kenny, he phoned me one day and he says, I know you don't like playing country, but I really need a bass player, like really, really bad. Can you help us out like for one night or whatever? And I said, well, I haven't played country, in a few years. So I went down and we did it. And after that night was over, I went, wow, this is what I've been missing. I could feel it. Like I wasn't doing no lead singing. I was doing harmonies.
Yeah.
And it made me feel good that I was, helping this guy sing songs with my harmonies, because I've been told my harmonies are like the best for people. And after that show, I said to Percy, something, if this bass player ever leaves the band, make sure you call me. Oh. And sure enough, about 3 months later, he goes, you still want that gig? I went, yeah, man.
Wow. So you just filling in a little bit for your friend gave you actually the niche that you wanted.
Exactly,
Danny. It was a calling to you that it was meant to be at the right time, where they were like, I need you. And you were available.
And the songs they were doing, I knew, because I learned them from my mother over the years. Like You're Cheating Hard and, I can't think of all of them right now, but I'm thinking to myself, I know all these songs, yeah.
Yeah, and you knew how to play them too, right? Which
was
awesome.
Yeah.
And you also had gotten along with, like you said, your friend was already there. Part of the band. Now, other people that were part of the band as well, were they easy to get to know? Was it like, as soon as you joined, it was like, felt like home?
Well, yes. For me it was, and for them,
yes.
They told me themselves that I was the missing link for their band.
Oh, that's so sweet. I love that. That's adorable. Yes.
Yeah, his name was Eddie Bruno. He was a big star there in downtown Toronto, playing the country scene. And he goes, yeah, man. I wish Percy would have called you earlier.
Now, fast forward a little bit past the years. How long were you in their band before you strayed away to your own? Like when you started to just get the feel of what you wanted, what you liked, and then slowly went on your way?
Well, Percy and I were with Eddie for about maybe a year and a half, I guess.
Okay.
And then Percy and I thought we'd take the guitar player that was with us in and start our own band. Try it. So we tried that about 3 years later. We tried that, and it went pretty good.
And you said this was Percy, your friend. Is Percy in your band now?
No. He lives a lot further away from me, but we're in contact all the time. And if I ever need a drummer, he's always available.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. He's probably tuning in as well tonight on your interview, I'm sure.
Well, I hope so.
Well, I just wanted to say, your friend giving you the opportunity to be a part of the band and just have a feeling, that it was there at the perfect time where you didn't even know just joining, like being a part of that gig that one night, that your life would just quickly come together like an amazing like puzzle piece.
It was, and I'll never forget it because it was just I could say a rewarding feeling. Like I said to Percy, throughout the night as we're playing, hey, I'm really enjoying this, Percy. This is pretty cool, man. He goes, you're fitting right in. Yeah, that was a turning point.
Yeah, and I just have to say, that's pretty amazing too, kind of like where it had started for you, especially straying away from, the different types of music and genres that you grew up listening to.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like now, because country is your calling and that's what you love to do you ever want to do something different with the country music that you're creating? Are you doing like new modern country? Or are you trying to go a little bit back to old country? What do you kind of feel like your genre is?
I think it's the classic country, because it's been missing for the last while. I mean, they call it new country, but to me, it's just some old rock and roll guys trying to make a living to make it more upbeat at country. But I like the traditional classic country.
And what do you consider your traditional classic. Who genre-wise do you feel like were your inspirations for singing? Who makes you want to sing?
Oh, definitely George Jones, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, Vince Gill for one. Like you can't go wrong. Alan Jackson, Toby Keith,
Beautiful. Yeah.
and some guy named Wolfe Milestone.
I wonder who he is. I also feel like you should mention your mother as well, right? Because she also helped you.
Oh, big time. Yeah. Well, with her teaching or playing the piano, she taught me how to do the harmony scales on a piano. So that's why it was so easy for me to join anybody singing. I could be in another room and hear somebody singing, and I'll be doing the harmony in the other room, and people hear me. Who's this guy doing the harmonies? And
that's incredible.
I love it.
That's a huge experience, though, learning it on the piano, and then now you know it for I want to say the rest of your life. Where you can, do you use the piano to warm up your voice?
Whenever I'm around one, yes, I will. Yeah, because I remember some of the scales that my mother taught me, and I go do re mi fa sol la ti do re mi fa sol la ti do.
Yes, we all know that one. Trust me, I even learned that when I was a musician back in the day too. I did opera music when I was 13.
Hey,
that was something that I had leaned towards. So I'm a soprano still, but I'm not into that huge scene anymore. That was like a phase. But it's always different types of music that you grew up listening to where you never know what you want to be when you grow up, right? I'm sure you were asked this in school. What do you want to be when you grow up? What did you tell everyone, Wolf?
A hockey player.
So you like hockey?
Yeah, I love hockey. I played hockey all my life.
Was it ice hockey or just regular hockey?
No, ice hockey, yeah.
It was ice hockey. Wow, so you strayed away from that.
Yeah, I went as far as junior B hockey.
So you went.
I want to play in the NHL. That was one of my goals when I was a kid. So
that you strayed far away from that with your musician career.
Yep.
When did you start non-pursuing that? When you were becoming a country musician?
Well, you try to lead or live two lives that you love both, hockey and music, and it was tough. And then also during my adult days, I was racing the stock car as well.
Oh my God, you were?
Yeah.
Wow, I love that. So you really got a chance to do a lot of things.
I've been so fortunate all my life. Everything I've wanted to do, I've done. But my next big goal is go to Nashville again, and I want to play on the Grand Ole Opry.
I mean, Nashville is such a huge accomplishment for anyone.
Oh yeah.
Wise, and everybody loves it and talks about it. I want to go there so bad one day just to go on every single street and hear a country artist because that's what they make it seem like. They make it seem like it's better than any other place out in the world, better than Los Angeles, anything. And you just go to different streets and there's just music playing on every street. And I was just like, I just want to walk through that and be like, oh, you're an amazing singer. Can I get you on my show?
Yeah.
Well, out the streets. Yeah.
Well, that's why it's called Music City.
And it's so iconic and beautiful there too.
Oh yeah, I've been there 8 times myself on various art jamborees and festivals, and it's been Nashville's been very, very good to me over the years, and then there's a few radio stations right now that are playing my music, so which is very good, and I'm in contact with a lot of people trying to get the right connections to get on the Grand Ole Opry.
Well. All you have to do is manifest a lot. Manifestation is the biggest thing right now in the world.
Big time.
If you manifest, you never know what's going to come of it. And that's what my show is a lot about too. As you can tell, I'm that type of person. So manifest, even on my show today, say it before the show ends tonight. You don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Somebody can contact you from the Grand Ole Opry.
Well, if they're watching the show, I'm here and you're there.
Yes. So I'm actually curious, in your biography, when you were explaining a lot about all the different bands and stuff that you were, involved in.
Yes.
I kind of like how it's written in there, but it says that you had gotten frustrated and then you started writing your own material. Does that mean that you were frustrated because there was a lot of music that you were missing?
No, it was the
Being in the
music.
bookstore.
What it was basically was the music. The other people, other bands were putting out there, and I thought that's not what I want to hear or play.
Yeah.
So next thing I know, I'm picking up my guitar and I'm writing songs like that felt like from my heart. And then a couple of people gave me a couple of words and a couple of ideas about songs, and
Okay.
you
So it
know
helps
whether
like that, word of mouth.
yeah, word of mouth, yeah. So I would take their words to me, and I would think about it, and then I would put it pen to paper, and then pick up the guitar, and wow, you never know what's going to happen.
So take me on a journey with your writing material when you were starting to write after the bands. Was this something that was easy to you? Was it coming to you like you can come up with your own song, you can come up with your own chords, or was it more of in certain times it would come to you?
Well, then again, whether it's you're walking or talking or eating, sleeping, it's strange how things occur, like a
Right.
hook. And when it happens, you think about it and you go, hey, I'll write that down, or keep this medley or melody in my head. And yeah, it's hard to explain, Danny, but it's a good feeling when it does materialize. You say to yourself, well done.
So say today, after the show, if you have an idea, you want to start writing a song. Does it come with interviews? Does it come with just in the spur of the moment?
It would come from something you have said or I have said, or
Where it just sticks with you, right? And you
yeah,
really think
exactly.
like that would be a good part of a song.
Yeah, like there, what you just said. I would like to write a good part of a song and put it in words, and then I can put the music to it.
That's awesome. I love that. I think it's because every musician writes differently. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So you never know a lot until you actually get a chance to like talk to a person, like one-on-one. And everybody has their own different creative skills that they like to use, what they
yes,
think is easier. I've spoken to a lot of musicians where they said that they prefer writing their chords down and then they work on lyrics. Sometimes it's easier that way. So, I mean, it just depends, I guess, how it comes to you, what you feel like is the best way to go about it.
yeah. Well, I would say 99% of the writers, they would write a verse first, and then they might write the second verse and then the chorus. But then there are some artists that would rather do the chorus first instead of the verse.
Yeah.
So you try different variations, and whatever you think you feel comfortable with, that's what you work it out with.
That's what you want to work with. Yeah. So I want to
Yes.
talk a little bit about trying to go back to your bio as well on my end. I wanted to talk a little bit about your newest music that you're releasing currently.
Well, I'm going to be putting them out here pretty soon. I was talking
Okay.
to Caden there about a couple of weeks ago. So actually, I'm in the process of doing a few duets right now with a fellow from Washington State, out near Seattle.
Wow. Okay. Are you
Yeah.
doing it like virtually? Are you going there in person?
No, it'll be virtually.
Okay.
His name
For
is
the collaboration.
yeah. His name is Bo Haas, and him and I we've done some collaborations already. We've done a couple of duet songs already, and they're doing very well around the world right now on radio station. And we talked to each other, and we said to each other, "Hey, it's working. Let's do some more." So that we're going to be starting doing that again in about 2 or 3 more weeks.
I love that. I think that's awesome. What type of music are you guys working on?
Oh, Western, country and Western.
Okay. So does he have a mix of something different as well? Like is he Western when you're country? Or are you guys just trying to do a different feel?
A different feel, yeah. But we're
That's
basically the same gender. So he's good, and we fit well together.
good. I'm glad. And how did you guys collab? Like how did you get to know each other? Did you contact him? Did he contact you?
Well, about 7 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
there was a fella from Philadelphia, Jerry Mack, unfortunately, who's passed away. He had a radio show from Philadelphia, and he started playing my music on his show. And then other artists from around the world, such as the States and whatever, they heard me on his radio show. So this fellow Bo Haas, he said, I got to get a hold of this guy, me.
Wow.
And
Okay.
so he said, how would you like to do a song together one day? And I said, well, sure, why not? Let's give it a try. So we picked two other artists to sing with us, and we did a collaboration of a Willie Nelson song called the Highwayman.
Oh, that's a beautiful song.
Yeah, so there's 4 different singers, and we had 4 different singers, and it went to #1.
That's awesome.
I know.
And you guys clicked the right time, like everything felt great, and you wanted to get to know each other and collab.
Yeah, and then we ended up going to Atlanta, Georgia last year for the awards with the ICE Awards.
And is that where you also had met Caden?
Yes. Like I've known Caden for about maybe 3 years now, but to actually meet him in person was in Atlanta. Yes.
Well, yeah, it's definitely nice to meet somebody in person versus virtually, for sure.
Yeah.
Because you never really, I mean, you know the person online, but you never really know them until you meet them in person. I feel like there's a different side. That you
exactly.
So that's definitely a huge part of it too. But
big time.
Congratulations, that's super exciting. When do we feel like, so it's out now, or this is still in the works? Like
it's
some
still
radio stations have it?
Yeah, it's still in the works.
Okay. So do they have teasers?
Yes.
Okay. So they have like little teasers where they're going to be talking about it, promoting it. And then when are you looking to release this?
Well, that's what Bo and I are discussing right now about when would be the right time. Excuse me, to do this, and probably in a few more weeks.
Okay, so are we looking like February, March, spring?
Well, I would say around the end of March.
Okay, so like early spring.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really great. So I wanted to know if you can tell me how you felt about your nomination for 2018 Traditional Vocalist when it was Nashville Jersey Awards. I mean, being nominated for something has to be, like it's true. You were nominated. Somebody nominated you somewhere. So what was going through your head?
Well, when I first seen that, Dani, I almost jumped out of my chair. Sure, I've been nominated up here in Canada for many awards.
Yes.
But never. Well, I shouldn't say never. But with the Josie Awards, it was big, and that was such a great feeling. Such an award to be nominated.
That's awesome. And, just being nominated and getting a feel for it too. If you win or don't win, kind of like, how do you feel like you put yourself out there? Because you still have to show up when you're nominated, right? I don't know how the Jersey Music Awards are. So do you show up? Do you wait on like the sideline? Do they just contact you? Do you try to go in person?
Well, of course, obviously you try to go, but getting back to being nominated is to me that's a winner. Just to be nominated is a winner, and I feel that way, and it's been good.
Just being nominated and getting a feel for it, but winning.
Oh wow!
Winning is a different story, right?
Well, when they called me to the podium, I tell you, is the most wonderful, rewarding feeling I've ever experienced, and I have goosebumps right now just thinking about it again. It's just overwhelming.
Now, general, when you're getting nominated for something, do you create a speech? Are you prepared with a speech? Does it come from your heart?
It just
to say
comes naturally. Yeah, it just comes naturally. Yeah.
It just comes naturally, like you're up there and you know what you want to say. Thank you, for everyone that was a part of this and so forth. So then you don't need anything scripted. It just
no.
That's awesome. So in 2017, I know that you previously had gotten your first record deal.
Yes.
With Echo Ta Records. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, it's pronounced Ichoto.
Ichoto.
Yeah, Ichoto.
Ichoto. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about Ichoto. How did they find you?
Again, when I was performing down in Nashville, going down to different festivals and jamborees, and like there was no awards or nothing. It was just you were invited to come down as a guest,
Okay.
to showcase your talents. And so after the third time I was there, this his name was Ed Bernard. Sorry, I had a mental block there. He says, "Hi, I'm Ed. I'm president and CEO of Ichoto Records." I went, "Oh, I've heard of you guys, blah blah blah." And he said, "Would you be interested in hooking up with us? We really like what you're doing, and uh, would you like to do it?" And I said, "Well, sure, why not?" I said, "But don't forget, I live in Canada." He goes, "I don't care where you live. I want you to be with Ichoto Records." And I went, "Sign me up."
That's awesome. How do
Yeah.
you feel when you got when they came up to you? Did it feel like, because I know you never know if it's like real at first or it could be fake or a scam or anything like that. Did it
Yeah.
feel real? Were you worried? Were you thinking it was a scam and it became real? Like, what was kind of?
Well, at first, you're always reluctant because you're not there for that. Like I wasn't even, thinking of that sort of thing.
Of course.
And then it was about my third show, like over the weekend. It was a 3-day event, right?
Mm-hmm.
So after my third show, that's when he came to me and, he introduced himself as Ed and blah blah blah, and so he showed me his credentials and stuff like that, and I went, "Wow, like this is pretty cool," like to myself.
Yeah.
And I said, "Sure, sign me up." But yeah, it was a good feeling.
So you felt more comfortable basically when he showed you more credentials.
Yes, I did.
Because you never know, with that being said, especially when you're talked to after like a gig or something, like somebody comes up to you.
Yeah.
Well, it could be scary or it could be good. Do you ever feel like you had a situation, even when you were younger, musician wise, where you had the feeling of, like overwhelmedness from anything, whether you were performing, whether it was something that you still love doing, but everything just seemed like it was a lot that you were doing?
No, I can't say. No, I've never. I'm a very positive person, and I take things in stride.
Okay.
And the old saying is, I'll believe it when I see it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my approach to a lot of things in life, and with the music world and the business and stuff. And a lot of things have materialized in a positive way, and I'm very fortunate, very very fortunate.
Well, I love that. I think it's so amazing, though, that we got the opportunity to have you here today, because even when my manager, Christopher, had reached out to you previously and offered you to be on my show, I'm sure you were probably like, "Oh my God, I would love to," I don't know if you did any research on me at all, but
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Okay, good. Well, as you can tell, I'm a very positive person too, and it's super easy and convenient for me to just get to know people on a more of like a down level where you don't even feel like you're being interviewed, right? It's just talking.
Yeah.
It's super easy, smooth sailing, I should say. But definitely really loved having you here today. I think you're amazing. I wish you so much luck in everything. Now I know on your bio as well, it was talking about milestones and memories. Now, is that out?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So that came out when?
Maybe. Oh geez, that's got to be.
A couple years ago.
No, more than that. More than that.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say over 6 years now.
Okay. And why don't you tell me a little bit of the theme behind that album?
The album itself, it was a concept that I had, and I want to get different type of variations of country inserted songs for this milestones and memories, and that was one of the ones that it was actually co-written with a good friend of mine, Michael T. Wall.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah.
And what was how many tracks was on this album? Was this
10.
an EP album?
10. There's always 10 to every album.
Okay, so it was an album, not an EP.
Actually, no, it was a CD. Yes, sorry.
No, but I definitely wanted to say, so with that being said, when you released this album, this was your third one, correct?
Correct, yes.
What was your second one called?
From the Heart.
Oh, that's beautiful. And
Yeah.
all the songs are from the heart, I'm guessing.
Well, a lot of them were my mother related.
Oh, I love that. So the one we just spoke about with the collaboration late spring, do you have anything else coming up in the works for that? Or are you just working on some singles here and there?
Well, we're doing some singles. Bo and I eventually will be doing an album.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You did not say that in the beginning.
No, I know. There's so many things, you try to, keep in your brain so you don't forget nothing.
No, I got you. I understand completely. Yeah. Well, I wanted to say another thing. Doc G is here as well. This is my dad from Hamilton Radio. I don't know if Dad.
Yeah, hello. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thanks.
I just wanted to say, off air, you were asking me if he knew one of your friends from Nashville.
Yeah, co-writer Anne-Marie Paserno.
Oh,
yeah,
sit.
I know.
Well, I know of him. I've met them, but I know of him. Yes.
Anne-Marie Paserno. It's a girl.
Oh, so I thought you said Avery. I'm sorry.
Anne-Marie.
Oh, Anne-Marie. Like, who doesn't know Anne-Marie?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, you know her.
Well, yeah.
She was on my show. Yes,
years ago,
yeah,
and she co-wrote. I inspired a song with her, and she co-wrote it with me called Bonfire.
Oh my Lord! What a small world! What a small world!
He was like, "I need to ask him," and I was like,
"Yeah,
I'll let you ask him."
Yeah, because she's such a sweetheart person, and
oh yeah, I tell you, listen. I got to tell you a short story. There's a DJ down in Australia, and he has a hat club. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, like a baseball cap hat club, and he sent me one, and it got lost in the mail or something. I can't recall. So Anne-Marie had an extra one, and she mailed it to me.
Oh, that was nice.
I know. So yeah, she says, "Wolf, here's a gift from me to you, man. So you can be join the hat club." Because
Anne-Marie, you spoke to Wolf. He talks to her like every day.
Well, no, I haven't talked to her in actually a while.
Oh,
but,
oh no, she's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I haven't met her yet, but we've seen each other on Facebook all the time, every day. You know.
She goes to the Josies too, right? The
Josie Music Awards.
Oh yes.
You have yet to meet her there?
No, not yet. Guys, maybe this year in September.
There's a lot of music artists that we're friends with from the Josie Music Awards because we've been around 27 years, Wolf, and I played a lot of your friends that are probably music artists as well.
Well, I hope we can play him too, please.
We do play him.
Are you gonna play one now?
Well, I can't play it now, but I will definitely play it probably this week.
Okay.
You can send your fans over to listen to it. We're on Alexa and Google devices. We're on iHeartRadio, Hamilton Radio. Yeah, we love the music.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I was definitely going to say we have some of his music that Chris had sent us too that you can also play.
Yeah.
If there's
you can send me anything you want, Wolf, because even if sometimes what happens is the artist will send me like his CD or he'll send me like 2 or 3 tracks. I'm like, no, send me all the songs from the CD on MP3. I want to play all the songs.
Oh, all right.
You can send them over to Chris's email when you get a chance when you're free. So
I will
do them. The newer stuff and when you have your release with Bo.
Yes, okay.
We would love to play the new collaboration he's doing.
Yeah, my fans love new but also original music. They also love the fresh music. They like the classic oldies and stuff like that and classic country. I love playing all that.
Wolf, do you have a cat or a dog in the back?
No, I have a cat.
You have a cat. Okay, that's why I love you too, because I have a cat as well. I think every country musician has a cat. I love it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And our cat's name is Miss Jenny.
Oh, that's adorable. What breed is she?
I don't know. My wife knows.
What color is she?
Gray.
Oh, she's all gray. Oh, okay, that's cute. What were you saying, Dr.
She met. Hey, sorry.
Go ahead, Wolf. Go ahead.
Speaking of collaborations now, this year,
Yes.
I'm doing more and more duets with female artists.
You should do Anne-Marie.
Oh, listen, she's on my list.
Okay.
Listen, I want to be like Willie Nelson. I want to record with everybody.
I love that. Sharon Leah is one of our great friends. You would be amazing with her too.
Oh, well. Well, right now,
Sharon Leah.
I just finished another duet with Bo's wife, Cindy Lou. I'll send it to you.
Yes.
Okay, please do.
And I've done one with Dolly Dunn.
Okay.
And a girl named Nellie Spinney. And all 4 songs are doing very well around the world right now.
That's awesome. Wonderful. Well, we can get you around the world too.
Yeah, see, that's the difference with the different radio stations. Everybody has different listeners at different areas and different locations. And I tell artists this all the time. They say, well, we're all over the world. I said, okay, that's great. But that's with one other radio station. That's wonderful. But don't you want to be all over the world with as many radio stations as you can be on?
Of course.
Most definitely. I mean, what other option do you not have? You know what I mean?
Well, I wake up in the morning, right to the computer to see what I've received or what I'm going to throw out. But listen, send me your email, and I'll make sure I get all my songs to you even more.
So you can send it to me, who ended up in your spam.
Yeah, she'll forward it to me.
Or Christopher.
Oh, yeah.
You have his email. You can send it directly to him, and he'll just forward it over to my father, to Doc G.
Okay.
And Doc G would love to play it on Hamilton Radio. And then, Wolf, all we ask once in a blue moon is if you could just say thank you, to Hamilton Radio for playing your music. Because we're just trying to get all the independent artists out there.
It's not even a thank you. It's just, what we always try to tell the artists is, have your fan base request you. We have a request thing right there, because what that does is it increases the people that listen to you even more. And then also new people that join the radio station or listen to the radio station are like, oh, wow, who's this artist? So it's always a surprise. So the more you're heard with all different songs, all different genres, it's better for you as an artist, because now they can go to your page. Now they can hear your stuff. Now they can see this and go, okay, I want to request Wolf here. I want to request Wolf here. And then again, it changes. It keeps the radio station fresh.
Yes. Yes. Can I get a picture of you guys together?
Oh, of course.
Sure. We're father and daughter, by the way.
I think he could tell, Dad.
Well, sometimes,
You definitely look like your father.
Thank you. I get that a lot.
Okay, here it comes. I'm going to get a picture right now.
Thank you, Wolf.
Thank you.
So, Wolf, I wanted to ask you, I don't know if she asked you this, but I wasn't here. Who are some of your influential
I asked him that.
artists that actually you listen to today or you learned from?
George Strait,
Okay.
Willie Nelson,
Awesome.
Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings,
Classic country.
Vince Gill, Alan Jackson, and of course that guy, the big guy, Garth Brooks.
Wow. So did you
gotta love Garth?
Did you listen to Vince Gill when he was with the Pure Prairie League as well?
Listen, at first I didn't know who was in the band.
I know, I get that all the time. Who's the
And then I'm listening to the band, and then I read the credits later. Vince Gill. I went, wow.
Yeah.
Like even when they were with Emmylou Harris and all that years ago.
Yep.
Like, wow. Yeah.
It's funny how the Southern rock or country artists, they overflow with each other. And they seem like they're more, they're more inept to work with each other than a lot of the other genres.
Yes. So true.
More welcoming, more, friendly and open, just like you said, I'm always looking for collaborating partners too for writing new songs as well.
Well,
there you go. Wolf's right there.
There's an offer right there we can't refuse.
Okay.
There you go.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
Both of you. Well, Wolf, before we get ready to go, I just want to know if you can give out your social media where people can find you and they can support you into your new music.
Okay. Well, the best way is always on Facebook, and my website is www.wolfemilestone.com, and my email is wolfemilestone@rogers.com.
I was so curious about your email. What does @Rogers mean?
Uh,
Is that like a Gmail? I've never heard of that before. That's why I'm curious.
yes, like a Gmail. Yes.
Okay.
My wife is shaking her head for me.
Thank you, Kathy.
It works.
I greatly
It works for
appreciate
us.
Yeah. I got Kathy and Jenny right beside me.
Aww. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. We loved having you here on Hamilton Radio and the Dani Perro Show. My father here, Doc G, as well. Thank you for being here. I just wanted to say we really appreciate having you, Wolf. We're excited for what's new to come with you. He's also a very big, positive person, so maybe you can get him on Jimmy's show as well for you guys.
I'd love to. Jimmy Deal Show. We'd love to get you on Jimmy Deal Show. Again, he's like got a whole other set of different listeners and viewers.
I'm always available.
That's wonderful.
Well, thank you again so much, Wolf. We really appreciate having you. Nice meeting you, Kathy. Nice meeting you, Miss Jenny.
Jenny goes, meow.
And make sure you guys tune into the Dani Perro Show every Tuesday from 6:30 to 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Hey, Wolf, we're going to talk just a couple minutes after we're done, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Bye.